Hi everyone, welcome back to A Rose in Bloom. Super excited for today's episode. We have two special guests, Ciara, and then we have our first man on the podcast.
Yeah, what it is?
Daniel. My boy Daniel. And we're going to be talking about dating today, okay? We're going to be getting into all the tea and the gist of it all. So let's get into it.
Yeah.
Okay, so how are you guys doing today?
You're doing well.
I'm doing real good.
Good?
On a scale of 1 to 10, how good are you?
What?
It's up there.
Up there?
I give you a solid 8.23.
Ooh,
wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Specific.
Very specific.
Yeah.
Okay. See, do you have an answer for that?
Like a 8.24.
Wow. So is it even point? I can't do math. 1 point higher. It's not even a full point.
Point
1.
Yes.
Okay. I would say 8.
8?
I'm a good. It's been a long day, but blessed to be here. Finally. So let me get into a little bit of how I know these two. So I go to church with these awesome people.
Oh, yeah.
I met C last year in small group. She's been my girl ever since. You know what I'm saying? You can find her serving at the church.
Valid.
Okay, that's where she be. You serve it to her?
4 or 5 days a week.
Okay, 4 or 5 days a week. That's crazy. Daniel, I don't remember when I met you.
Me neither.
But I just remember, I think he's a really funny guy. So I think maybe it was a young adults night or something. We were cracking jokes and I was laughing. And yeah, we've kind of been rocking since then.
Yeah.
Daniel kind of does all. Producer,
That's not
musician, artist, in every way.
Cap.
Anywho, he has, it's just one, right? Well, he has multiple songs out, but his most recent one.
We try to start the new year off right. You and so we it start to roll out in the fall, then going into the next year. I start putting out more music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're excited for that.
Yeah.
You say plan?
A plan.
A plan. Love a man with a plan. And we also all serve on the worship team together.
Yes, that's. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
Wow, we're all on the worship team.
Yeah.
Wow.
I raise a hallelujah. I don't sing.
Period.
I play keys, so.
He plays keys,
He does sing,
but he
though.
does sing and he raps and everything. Give us a bar.
We on the podcast and we talk about dating.
So why? Continue, because your voice just continues to get deeper.
No, it don't. Guys. Guys, my voice has been the same level the whole entire time. And the fact that you don't even notice it.
Yeah.
No, the fact that you don't even notice that, it was crazy.
Okay, give us a bar.
We in the podcast and we talk about dating. Mm-hmm. She eating popcorn behind the camera. She crazy.
Is that right?
Dating and crazy. Yes, I forced it.
That's right. That right, for sure.
Yeah, we got Maddie behind the camera. She eating popcorn.
Always. Oh no, that's crazy. You play with my girl.
How does it sound? ASMR.
All right, we need to
get into this episode. Okay. So, how this episode came to life. So, a few weeks ago, we had Toby and Janaea speaking about godly relationships from a perspective of being in them relationships, right? But I figured it's also important to talk about dating, kind of the step before being in a relationship. With singles, because we the ones doing it. If you're in a relationship and you dating someone that you're not in a relationship with, cut it out. Crazy.
You do it.
For real.
Sorry, I'm not trying to condemn.
But I feel like it's okay.
Convict. Not condemn.
Yeah. Okay, I was going to say. Because
I don't condone your buffoonery, but I love you.
Okay. And let's see. I also, it wasn't around this time last year, like last September, I decided I'm getting off the roller coaster of situationships and dating and all that stuff, right? And as I'm preparing myself to get back out there one day, I figured it's important to talk about because at the end of the day, I don't know what to do. You know, I've never done it God's way. Dating and all these things just been cutting up in the streets. So yeah, I figured it's worth talking about.
What were you gonna say?
I was not about to call you the woman at the well.
Period. Because I'm not. Like what? Because she was. It's okay.
What was she?
What she was doing sounded like that, eating the popcorn.
Yo. Oh my God. Okay. Jesus forgave her though. Okay? And told her to stop doing what she was doing.
And he'll forgive you too.
Okay.
Yeah, you just gotta stop doing what you're doing.
Okay.
Repent.
Okay. Turn away.
Yeah.
Turn away.
You can't repent if you don't turn away. That's not repent.
Okay. Right. But it's also knowing that dating agreement. Good. One accord. Dating is hard, but it's worth it when it's done with God. Right? I know that. So yeah. So let's get into it. I also want to preface this with saying that we are not dating or relationship experts, like I said for the relationship one, because
I mean,
yeah,
I know. I mean, I'm well versed.
Really?
Yeah, I ain't doing a lot, but like, you know, I just know about it.
Okay.
Yeah, I watch the TV.
TV.
So you're on the same level as all of us.
Right.
So I'm here.
Okay. Whatever that means.
Okay. So let's get into our little conversation here. Yeah. How would you both describe your season of singleness right now?
Why y'all look at me first?
You're the first man, so
yeah, you know. I think you should answer.
The first shall be the last. The last in the Bible.
Okay. Wait, what?
The first shall be the last in the kingdom. But anyway, what?
Isn't it? It's an upside down kingdom. It's not the first. Oh wait, it is the first shall be last. Sorry, I was thinking about the other one.
You reading the Times New Roman Bible?
No, I was thinking about the last week first. I was sorry. Yes,
it's okay.
It's okay. We tired.
Wait, what was the question?
The Times New Roman Bible.
That's the Times New Roman Bible.
That's crazy. Okay, the question is, how would y'all describe your season of singleness right now?
I have required more faith than I've ever had. I feel like I'm hearing a lot on dating from God. And like, I know that he keeps his promises, but it's like, not even if it was the right time for me, he still wants me to be able to trust him before he can trust me with the relationship. So just a lot of learning to love God and waiting, and also realizing that my faith is required in order to steward what he has for me.
That's good.
Nice. I agree. I'm in a similar situation of just like learning how to like trust God in that time. Yes. And like he's been rebuilding my faith in that time, you know, because sometimes, you know, as humans, we get caught up in, well, I don't see it happening right now. I don't see it going the way that I want it to go. So then we can kind of, in our own flesh, lose hope or like be like, well, maybe it's not for me, you know, all of these things. And so I think right now, like, I'm just learning how to like literally trust the process. And God has definitely been speaking to me in that. And I think he said something like, you were saying that he was like trying to trust you with that. Yeah, like I'm in the same position. I think God is like, okay, I'm not going to give it to you until you're actually ready. And so, yeah, that's where I'm at.
That's good. Yeah. I think I'm not second football. I don't know what the word is. It's not second that. But, okay, cool. Yeah, I would agree. I think I'm also in that place of trusting the Lord with that. and specifically like that aspect of my life. And not saying that like I've been able to do everything myself, because I haven't, I'm literally here by God's grace. But I've recognized that that area of my life is very much like I cannot do it by myself. And whenever I try to take control in that area, it just blows in my face, right? And so it's like, you know what, Lord, I'm going to trust you with this and learn to, if anything. And that's really hard for me because I like control. And I'm learning to give the Lord control with that and trusting him in that area. So I would agree with all of you. Also learning a lot more about myself. Like there's a lot of like positives in this phase of singleness. Like the woman I was last year is not the woman I am this year because I've really taken the time to like figure myself out, trust the Lord with all those things, but also like look at myself and it's like, these are things I wouldn't even want to bring into a relationship, right? Some character things. And so it's like letting the Lord work that out in me as well. And not losing hope. And, you know, someone's out there for me. He keeps his promises. He is faithful to deliver. So, yeah. So as we are all single, kind of trusting the Lord with all that, what does the dating scene look like to y'all right now? And I'm going to preface this because I asked a few people on Instagram like a month ago, and their answers were wild.
Can you give us one of their answers?
So
I need 3 of the answers.
Okay. So
I'll also say the name of.
Yeah, their username.
Who said it?
Their legal name.
So a lot of people were saying people aren't being themselves, which I agree. And I realized that I was like, dang, like, am I a culprit of this? Like trying to put on like someone that I'm not just to get the guy, you know? People are like, you know, it's the trenches, it's ghetto, it's trash, it's wild for the birds, right? People are talking about lack of intentionality and clarity. Now, I will say a majority of these answers did come from women.
What the men say?
That's why you're here.
One of the men. One.
That's why I'm on the podcast. Oh my gosh, it makes sense. Because no men swiped up on the Instagram.
No, that's not true. Some of them did.
What did they say?
One of them specifically was like, the good women are hiding. Like they're not out here.
Oh,
are
God.
we hiding, you know? Or are we?
Can I speak to him? Can I speak to him real quick?
Speak to him,
sir. They ain't hiding, man. They are literally everywhere.
Okay. Let me not shout too loud because I know it's just shouting.
Either you're looking in the wrong places.
That's exactly what I told him. I said, "Are you looking in the right places?" Or
you're not right yet. I'm sorry if you're one of my friends that I'm responding like this. If you need to DM me, let me know and I'll come correct. Love you, man.
That's how you do things in love, okay? So lack of intentionality, lack of clarity, no communication, right? Not taking initiative. So, like I said, a lot of these are like women. Someone said people just want sex, no courtship. Like it's just games all around, and like microwave results. I remember that. Someone was like, people just want the perfect relationship right now, without like putting in the work. Let me see. Yeah, no true intentions, just want you for a good time. Some people were talking about how it's harder to date nowadays because they fully gave their life to Christ. That makes sense. So like the options kind of seem low because they need to find someone equally yoked.
Yes. I feel like with all of these different answers, it's evidence that like we are trying to we're trying to go about a non-biblical concept biblically, because like dating in the Bible, like they didn't date. They're arranged, or like they're like, this is your wife. They're like, okay, let me work for her for like 7 years. Oh, another 7 because I got the sister first. All right, let me do 14 years. You know, and like they weren't dating. Like that's it's not biblical. So we're trying to apply being holy to like something that don't have examples of it in the Bible, you know.
So, like, what should we do then? Because
I think that's why we're on this podcast.
Do y'all have answers? Because I don't.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll get them.
Y'all hit my phone in the next 30 minutes. Oh, wait, this isn't live, huh?
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
Well,
You know,
no,
we'll
but,
get some answers.
I think, one, like, that's where prayer comes in. And also, like, still understanding God's promises to us, you know. Because I feel like with dating, like, it's easy to say, like, God, I trust you. But, like, it's still, like, we're trying to control it entirely.
Yeah. And also, I think a lot of it is, like, surrounding, like, our own feelings towards it. Because, like, as a woman, I can say, like, oh, this man is lacking intention. Like, intentionally, like, pursuing me. But it's like, well, maybe he is. He's just not pursuing you in the way that you expected for him to pursue you. Like, he may have, like, pulled all of his, like, like he was doing what he knew how to do, you know. But you're like, but he's not doing it like the way I want him to. And then it's like, well, is that lack of intention, or are you guys just not on one accord? Like, are y'all not communicating? Like, are you not communicating to him what it is that you expect? Like, you know, and vice versa.
Yeah.
So,
but I didn't really answer the question. I just said something else.
No, you did.
But I think the dating scene right now, a lot of what was said already, but I think right now it looks a lot like people are more so into, like, the idea of the relationship or being with someone.
yeah.
And then everything else just sort of, like, flies out the door.
Yeah.
They're like, oh man, like, relationship. I want to have a relationship. But, like, they forget everything else that God, like, even if it's outside of dating, like, everything else that God wants them to do.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a young adult man, you know. I feel like there are a lot of men that are adults, but they aren't men yet.
Oof.
You know, and I feel like there are things that God is trying to teach just in general to men in order to grow them into men, even if it's things that don't apply to being in a relationship. It's just things you need to do as a man. That God wants us to learn, but we're like, oh no, like I just want to be in a relationship, you know. And God convicted me of that over the last couple of years. So for me, I feel like the dating scene is very much us getting distracted with being, like, with the end goal, which is also, like, once you're in a relationship, that's literally the beginning. Like, there's so much work that comes afterwards.
Yeah.
So, like, overall, the dating scene, it's just a bunch of people with sort of skewed views, especially in the church.
I was going to say.
And I was also going to make mention of something about, like, microwave.
Yeah, microwave results.
Yeah, so I feel like a lot of people, when it comes, especially, like, Christians, when it comes to dating, right? Like, yes, we have, like, high standards, et cetera, et cetera. I feel like a lot of people want it to just be perfect, like, off rip, right? Like, this man has to have all of these traits, right? And, like, I'm guilty of it, like, you know, like, like, we expect for the man to already be, like, the man that we've been praying for this whole time once we meet them, right? And then when they're not, then we're just like, immediately no. Like, no, like, I don't even want to deal with it because, like, you don't read your Bible enough for me. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. And so it's like, we have to like learn how to, I guess it's like we're learning how to figure out how to navigate through that.
Yeah.
You know, because obviously we want a man or woman who, like, meets these standards, right? But, like, we don't want to settle either.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Also, one more thing, like, I think especially for men, in order to properly date someone, I feel like the loyalty should start before you're even pursuing them. I feel like a lot of guys, like, if he's sort of like he's interested in someone, but if it's a no, he's already thinking of who else to talk to, or he's already open to talk to someone. Like, and people will tell you like, there's nothing wrong with that, you know. But like, I feel like if you really want to pursue someone, like, you should already like just have a sense of loyalty to whoever you're interested in.
And I don't even think it's just a man thing. I think there are women who are guilty, okay? Like, I used to be the type of person where it was like, oh, this guy doesn't like me, this guy's not giving me attention. Okay, that's fine. I'll find somebody else. Like, it's fine. And so I was a serial crusher. Okay. So
a serial crusher.
Yeah. So I'm like, oh, this guy is not giving me the attention that I want. That's fine. I'll find another one, and it's fine. You know. And so that was something that I was convicted of, because it's just like, okay, well, if any man can have your heart, then like, is it even worth it? Like, you know what I mean?
Oh,
yo.
Say that one more time. Say that one more time.
Yeah, say that again.
I don't remember what I said.
She said, if any man could have your heart, is it even worth it? Just like that.
I said it just like that.
Yeah. No, like, that's so real. Like,
that's real, yeah.
And also, like, with guys, like, if any girl can have your attention, is your attention worth it? No. Your attention is not worth the play.
No.
Boy, wow. That's, yo, I'm just, like, sitting here and downloading everything. Just, again, I don't know what I'm doing out here.
Well, as I said earlier, you know,
You're an expert.
I'm an expert.
You're watching TV.
I'll be watching my little soap operas.
Soap operas? To get a relationship with us, man? They be dramatic.
Yeah. I mean, I read the Bible too, so, you know.
Period. Okay. We love it. I read the Bible. Balance.
Yeah.
It's all about the balance. Okay. Well, I was going to say, what's the dating scene look like in the church as well? But you guys kind of answer that. But do you have any?
I feel like we can talk more about it.
Oh, dang. Okay. Y'all got it.
There's a lot of spirituality that just gets thrown all willy-nilly. I've seen dudes change their vocabulary around women.
Like the real time shape shifting.
They'd like, yeah, and I'm like, dude,
You do not talk like that.
you just learned how to floss, man.
Hey!
You have not learned that shit.
He still got beef between his teeth.
So literally, you just learned how to floss. There's no way you knew that word. And now it is like the, well, you know, like this is me acting it out.
Okay.
Well, you know, I'm talking to a girl.
Yes.
Sorry. Now, okay.
See.
Yeah.
Well, you know, God's really, you know, just really, he's really been, you know, I'm really perplexed with how God is really just, you know, poured into me.
Wow.
And when you think about it from like a Levitical sense.
Hey, Levitical.
Yeah, like they're literally just throwing words around that don't make sense.
My eyes would have been like,
that has happened to me.
oh, really?
And I literally the whole time was just like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what are you saying?
Yeah.
You don't even make sense.
Wow.
And
I don't know what that's up for.
Also, I feel like guys that we gotta censor that. We
Take on it.
I'm sorry. Wait. Everybody quiet for 2 seconds. Once.
Sorry.
Okay. Sorry. No, I've also seen. You know, sorry. Let me check myself because I'm talking. And literally, I'm gonna include myself in this. I've seen guys like, including myself, not really, but I'm just gonna throw myself with the group. Like, I feel like we know that girls in church in the back of our heads, we're like, oh, like they're gonna be easygoing about it, or like they say no once, you know, like they haven't prayed enough, or like it goes to the whole mindset of like telling women, hey, like God told me that you're my wife, you know, and we all know that that's spiritual manipulation.
Yeah.
Like,
and is
if God told you that, he definitely didn't tell you to tell her that. Like, that's something that he would reveal to her.
To her, matching revelation. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good
so, like, a lot of, like, spiritual manipulation, but also, like, we sort of, men sort of expect women to sort of accept whatever they have, like whatever feelings they have. And if it's like a no, they're like, all right, she probably didn't understand my heart fully, or like.
Could you elaborate?
Yes. So like, I've just seen like a lot of guys that were hurt outside of the church by women, or like hurt by rejection, and they sort of feel like the church is sort of like a safer space to like avoid rejection. You know?
Oh,
so like
I mean that makes sense.
Yeah, and so like let's say like there's a guy that asks a girl in church, like, oh, like hey, I'm interested in you, and like how do you feel about that? And she's like, no, I feel like in church guys feel more comfortable with still pursuing that person, even like not accepting that it like it's actually a no.
Yeah.
You know?
Is it like, do you think there's a level of like, oh well, like there's supposed to have grace or accept me as I am, like right now, like even if like I know that I'm full of crap or whatever, because she's a church girl and we're called to have grace.
Yep.
Like she going,
yeah, and
like, this is it.
And yes, that, but also a lot of it is subconscious. Like men aren't fully aware of it a lot of times, and that's what makes it more dangerous, in my opinion. Because like, you don't know what you're doing yet. Yeah. But also, it's like it's not all men, but like this.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Dang, that would hurt. Because like that's even, I mean, subconscious, yes. But if there are men in the church who are thinking that consciously, it's like that's really disrespectful.
Yeah.
But like that's not fair to me. Like just because I'm a woman of God and I know that we're called to have grace for people, like don't come to me with your BS for real and expect me to just take it as it is, because that's what we're supposed to do, you know?
Yeah.
You.
Oh, it's my turn. No,
It really don't have to be. No, sorry.
I feel like in the church there's this almost a pressure to be in a relationship to get married, right? Like, because even if you do start dating someone, like I've seen it happen where like someone does start dating someone and everybody's like, oh, okay, so like when are you getting married? Like, when are you getting married? And it's like they've only been dating for like 3 months. Like, like, and that's not to say that doesn't happen, you know what I mean? But it's just like there's that pressure to like, you guys need to get married now. Right now you need to be married. And also I feel like there's a pressure. I think because of that, so many women especially, I feel like there's a difference between how women are feeling towards marriage versus men, because a lot of women are just like, well, you know, like I would like to get married, and I don't see as many men with that same like
mentality.
Yes, like that same intensity, I guess you could say, about like wanting to get urgency to wanting to get married. And so you have all of these women, let's just say 100 women, and then there's like maybe 100 men, but only 30 of them are ready to get married. So that's like, where do we go from there?
Right. Someone at church, he was telling me about how, like I guess he like something matchmaker, and was like there are people like when he looks at the women that he's mentoring and the men he's mentoring, it's like you're making cookies and the women are like ready, but the boys are still in the oven. Yeah, and I was like, oh,
sorry, that was aggressive.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when he said that, I was like, wow, bars, but also like, dang, that sucks. Like the women are just nice, warm, ready, and it seems like right, because at the end of the day, I do know that there are men in the church who are ready, but then they get swooped up, and it's like, oh well.
Yes.
Yeah, one of them.
Can I add?
Don't, but yeah, if you. Yeah.
Can I add to that?
Yes.
I think it's because so many women from young ages are like taught to like, we're taught to be prepared to be a wife.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even like many of us now in our singleness, we're like, okay, like I'm doing what I need to do so that I can be a good wife for my husband. You know what I mean? There's so many women who are praying for their husband, like just like Lord, like all the things,
In
right?
tongues, yeah.
And not even just for God to like send the husband to them, but like just bless him, like right now, like everything that he does, may your favor go before. Like we're doing all that, you know what I mean? And then I don't know, and you can speak to it. I don't know if men are really, if that is placed on them. Like if men are in a position where like they're being told, okay, this is how you need to prepare for to be a husband, and like they're doing the work now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can add to that.
On like the way that my parents raised me, they raised me to prepare for my wife, you know. But I do think, I do think that.
Don't get the wrong person hearing that. Right.
I think it's harder to see that in men, but I think more often than not, like guys are actually raised to guys that grow up in church are raised to have the same thought process about whoever they're supposed to end up with, but also because men it's you don't see a man as vulnerable or open up as much. It doesn't really get translated when it comes to looking at the dating scene in church.
So then what, oh no, this is a question. So then what does that look like for a man? Like, is it the same way where like women are like praying over the future husband or preparing, like, I need to learn how to do this and that? Like, is there a parallel? Is there a parallel that men are doing?
Well, definitely praying for her.
Yeah.
Definitely praying for her. Also, just like praying for God to mold them into the man, like not even like the man that they need to be now, but like the man that they need to be in the future. Not, yeah, but also like not worry about the future. Yeah. But like, yeah.
Interesting.
Also, to be healed from whatever trauma has been put on them.
Yeah.
It's the age of treating your significant other as a therapist is long and gone. We need to stop that.
I'll wrap it up.
Okay.
Fellas, go to therapy.
Thank you.
Not me though. I'm good.
I'm screaming. Everybody should go to therapy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you need it.
I feel like, I was gonna say I feel like everybody should go, even if you don't need. But then that's like a waste of money. Like, let's be real.
Don't
in this economy, people be like, go to therapy, even if you're happy, and it's like, I get it, but my money, if I'm happy, I'm gonna spend it on something else.
Yeah, because then the therapist is gonna be like, why are you
here? What can I help you with? Oh, you know, life is good.
I just want to give you my money.
Here.
Yeah. But if you can, go to therapy. So do you all have any examples of BC, like before Christ dating, and after Christ dated? Does that make sense?
Like in our own lives?
Yes. Like, was there a way that y'all was going about this prior to making Jesus Christ Lord and trying to do it his way? Versus Jesus, you're my everything now, and I'm trying to do it your way. Like, what are the differences, if any?
I've never
mindsets.
I mean, I've been rocking with Jesus like since I was a young.
Okay.
I didn't know what a girl was before. I knew what Jesus was before I knew what a girl was. That's what I mean,
that's real.
But
wait, what? Okay.
But I will say, there's a difference between how I went about dating before I fully submitted my will to God.
Mm-hmm.
And the way I went about, like, even though I was saved, I was very controlling of not her, but the relationship. Like, I was like, we're dating. I want you to be my wife. And I was in high school. Like, I was in high school, but I was like, we're dating. You're probably going to be my wife.
So
act accordingly.
Okay. Get it together. Okay. No, now.
What are you doing? Babe.
Not in high school.
Babe.
Not in high school.
Babe. When I get out of science class, we're going to have a talk.
Yo.
But after I learned to like fully submit my will, like I haven't had I've been in a relationship since, but even like just in like whoever I've been interested in, like I've one, just been able to hear from God better. Two, I've had a peace about where God is going to take me in relationships. But also just like, I feel like before I fully submitted my will to God, I didn't love myself fully. Yeah. But now that I do love myself, like, I could like actually see how I'm supposed to love someone else, you know?
That's good. Like your neighbor asked yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so like I got saved at a really young age and everything too. But you know, when I was in college, that's when I was navigating dating mostly. And I look back at like younger me and I was just so like insecure. Like I didn't really know what my value was in Christ, you know? And it literally wasn't until like fairly recently where I really grasped like, oh, this is who I am. You know what I mean? Because I've always been like confident in that, like, you know, like I would appear to be confident to people. But of course I had my insecurities. I had my like my hang-ups or whatever. But how that manifested in relationships was that I was again like crushing from guy to guy to guy or talking to guy to guy to guy. And it literally was like, oh, like this guy doesn't want to hang out with me. This guy doesn't want to like take me out. Fine, I'm just going to go talk to this guy. You know what I mean? And so every time I would move from guy to guy to guy, it was like, I was just trying to fill that void, right? Of wanting to feel wanted, wanting to feel loved, wanting to feel desired. Like I was seeking that in the guys, right? And then when things wouldn't work out and I would have this like super long crush on someone and be so infatuated with him, and then things didn't work out or, you know, whatever, I'd be so heartbroken to the point where like my world is like rocked now. Like I don't know how to function. And so like it's taken me a real long time to really get to a point where I don't place my value or like we'll just say value in that. And so that's why like now I'm in a situation where like I was talking to God like literally 2 days ago, yesterday. Oh wow. I was talking to God and like I was like, you know what, God, like this situation, you close this door, you close this door, you close this door. And I was like, you know what, God, like I'm not gonna pursue relationship for a period of time. And I don't think it was me. I think the Holy Spirit was pushing me because that's hard for me to say because I always have a crush. Like I can't tell you the last time I didn't like someone. And so now it's like, okay, God, like I said that I was surrendering this to you, but I don't think I did. So now I'm literally taking action to surrender this to you. And I'm not going to say the time frame, but the time frame seems like a short period of time to other people. But to me, it's a really long time because I'm always liking somebody.
It's going to be a long 2 weeks, Lord.
I was like,
days.
No, for real. I was like, what am I going to do?
Dramatic.
No,
Holy Spirit was like, get your girl.
Right, no, but like that was me like doing something to like actually like lay it at his feet. And so, like, yeah, like, I haven't dated anyone since, since, like, fully, like, following Christ since then, because all of my relationships was back when I was in college. But, like, yeah, like, I'm excited for, I'm not doing this with the expectation of, like, okay, well, I gave you this amount of time, so
do something.
Where he at? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, like, that's not the intent behind it.
Yeah.
But it's just, I'm doing this because it's like, okay, God, like, I just want you. Like, it's never been just me and you. It's always been me, you, and this boy. But I want you. So
that's so good though. But that's a beautiful place to be. That place of surrender.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah, like, when I was praying for, like, when I was telling God, like, I surrender everything and, like, fully casted my cares on Him, when I was praying, I physically had to, like, put my hands up or, like, open my hands. Because, like, when I first started praying, like, my hands were, like, closed. I was, I was gesturing that I was still holding on to something.
Wow.
And I was like, wait, this is, like, I'm praying, but I'm not fully, like, submitting right now. So, like, when I fully submitted, like, it was unreal. Just, like, the emotion that I had. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think we kind of touched on this a little bit. Maybe we could go a little deeper. But, well, I mean, now that, you know, we're all talking about surrendering this, how do you, because, you know, people say, trust God, right? And trust Him, especially in this space. But, like, how do you do that? While you're in this space of surrendering, I guess, and or when He tells you, you know, get back out there to date. Like, yes, prayer. And I'm not going to, like, take that lightly. Prayer is very serious, and we should be doing it. But, like, what are other ways what other ways to trust God? Like, what does that look like? Like, actively trusting Him. For those who don't know what it looks like, you know?
For me, it's trusting why. Or, like, trusting that there's a reason. Like, or more than, like, a reason outside of it just being me. Because, like, even if God has a specific person for me, I could be ready, but God is still, He's telling me to wait because He needs to do something in them.
Yeah.
Or there's something that's going to happen in both of our lives or one of our lives.
Yeah.
That He wants us to learn how to adjust to first before He wants us together. Or, like, I feel like anytime God wants us to wait, it's easy for us as human beings to personalize it. Like, okay, what am I doing? Why am I waiting? Yeah, I'm the reason that I have to wait. I mean, if you are thinking that, then you are part of the reason why you have to wait. But it could be bigger than you. But it's bigger than you, you know?
Yeah.
Yo, that is, I'm not saying I never thought about that, but, like, that's so real. Like, you don't know, especially if, like, God has, like, told you the person, or you're waiting on that person. Like, you don't know what He's doing in their lives and their heart to prepare them for you, and vice versa. Wow. I mean, He's so mindful of us. Like, thank you, you know, because I don't want...
Can I break it to a song real quick?
Sure.
Who am I that you are thinking of me, and you hear me?
Yeah. Come on
now. What y'all know about the Israel Dude?
Okay.
What y'all know about the Israel
I'm a
Dude?
friend of God.
Yeah, you can stop.
Oh my God. Okay.
Sorry. See, do you have anything to say?
Yes. Can you repeat the question? What does it look like to trust God?
Yeah.
That was your question. I think for me, I'm not the type of person who's like, you know, we've heard this before. Like, as soon as you stop thinking about it,
oh, jeez,
that's when God is going to bless you with your man. I don't know if I agree. I don't know if I agree with that. However, what I do agree with is learning to be content with Jesus alone.
Come on.
Because even when you get married, that person is not going to satisfy all of your needs. And they're not going to be everything that you want them to be 24/7. They're not
supposed to be.
They're not.
Yeah.
And so, like, I think for me, like, was it last week before? I was just, like, in my word and, meditating on the word, But, I was, like, asking myself, I was like, 90% of my prayer life is about relationships. 90% of my prayer life is about relationships. And I've been praying for marriage and to be a wife and to be a mom my whole life. And I had to sit here and ask myself, Ciara, you spent all this time praying for this thing. If God doesn't give it to you, then what?
That's like, wow.
What do you have? You know what I mean? Wow. And so for me, it put it into perspective that, like, yes, I'm hoping for this thing. And I believe that God has this thing for me. But even if he doesn't, even if that's not on the table, then, okay, well, you gotta, your foundation has to be built on something else.
Okay.
Because your happiness cannot just be based on if you're in a relationship or not. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. And so I'm in the process now of learning to literally, like, be satisfied and content with Jesus alone. Everything else is an added bonus. My friend Ciara told me one time, she was like, he's already given you the gift. He's giving you the gift. Everything else is just an added bonus. So that's kind of the place that I'm working on being in right now.
It's sort of like we all know to guard our hearts, but we guard our hearts when it comes to specific people and not, we don't guard our hearts from the idea of relationships.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is good stuff. This is good stuff.
I hope y'all are blessed.
Okay? Because I sure am. Seriously.
What's happening?
I'm sorry.
He's getting
that was just a good word.
He's getting...
Oh! Yeah. Sorry, I just felt the shift.
Come on!
Wow.
Shift!
Come on, shift.
What was that? Was that the atmosphere?
Okay, atmosphere. Shift now. Come on. Okay. Yeah, like we're the notes is just, but that's good.
Are we done with the notes?
No, we're not.
Oh.
No, we're not.
I can't see it.
I don't think we're going to be done. Well, okay. So when you say your vision is, sorry, I just got to So what are like two or three things to look for when you're dating?
When you say look for when you're dating, is like look for the person we're about to date, or look for when we're choosing a person to date, or look for while we're dating them?
Ooh, that's good. So when I was thinking this question, I was thinking I'm on a date with somebody. What am I looking for? Not like invested, what is it called? Was it the gadget guy? I forgot what his name is. Inspector Gadget. Yeah. But like, what are some things you should be looking out for? If that makes sense. Like, what are you thinking about the type of man or woman that you feel like the Lord is going to have you be with, right? Because we don't have choice. What are things you think people should be looking for? Like general, right? Because we were talking about earlier, people be shape shifting. So I don't want y'all to sit out here and tell everybody what y'all looking for, and then someone shape shift and hey, Ciara, hey Dan, I'm your person. We don't want that. So in general, like what are some things that you think people could look for? So like for example, compatibility, right? In interests and values. For me, complementary. So like the things that you're called to do in this life, things I'm called to do, personality and stuff like that. I don't want the same person, honestly, but like, do the things we want to do they complement each other? You know what I'm saying? Things like that.
Yeah, that's a huge one.
like character?
I'm thinking more of things to look out for than for things to look
Okay,
for.
then yeah, go ahead. Things to look out for. Or look for.
Either way you're looking.
You looking. The wrong things to look out for.
One, I feel like church folks don't talk about this much because we know, like no marriage, no sex.
Who's it is?
You already know, no marriage, no sex. Sorry.
Let's get that out.
Sorry.
Yeah, you said sorry.
Woo!
Wow, that's a good one.
I was waiting on that one.
That is a good one though.
Yeah.
I'm glad you got it in there too.
Yeah.
Me too.
That was good.
But no, but like what I look out for is like I feel like when people know not to do it, but they take it way too lightly.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
And they'd be like if
I was walking.
I feel like if I'm with a girl and I'm dating and she ever suggests something, or like if a guy ever suggests something to a girl, like to do something that they shouldn't be doing until after they're married, one, like all of the honor that you had for them has been diminished.
Mm-hmm.
And like again, like I feel like a lot of times people like just view it as a slip up that you can repent for, but like, and obviously there's forgiveness and everything,
Yeah.
but I feel like you never honored them as much as you thought you did, or they thought you did, if you don't have self-control enough to not fall into that. And that's something I look out for.
Yeah. Wow.
But like that would obviously like that would be further along into dating, because you were saying like first date or like you're on a date with them, but
Well, I've heard of stories where first date you ask them all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like, do you believe? Well, I don't know if you do. You
yeah,
believe in
and,
sex before
and
marriage,
again,
but,
like
asking questions that would kind of uncover that.
do you believe in sex before marriage? Sorry. But like no, seriously, like you were saying, like people shapeshift, but like also like even if like they could fully believe that, like they could be, oh yeah, I already know. But while you're dating, let's say like, oh, it's 11:30. I'm over at your house. What are you trying to do? You know?
Hey,
it's like, wait, I thought, but when we went to the Cheesecake Factory, you said you didn't want to have
not cheesecake. You're not supposed to take them cheesecake, man.
No, that's already another bad sign. Man, that was the first thing on the list, player. Why did you take her to cheesecake? You knew you weren't supposed to take her to cheesecake. That's why you're not her Boaz.
Okay. Hey.
Dude, what are you doing, man?
You need to Google it.
You need to be endowed with his anointing.
Okay.
Why for the?
That's factual though.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And I think when I look back to my dating life, just because my drive could be high, I honestly, when I look back, I feel like I was the person that was like, so, yeah, you trying to get in?
What are you trying to get in?
What are you trying to get into?
What are you trying to get into?
But I'd always be like, and I think I talked about this in our Let's Talk About Sex episode with Maddie, but like, it was definitely like like, I'm going to stop doing this. I'm going to honor God with it. But like, it wasn't even real conviction, because next situationship I'm in, I'm like, so yeah, you know, and that was deep rooted in some other things. But like, that's so true. Like, we're not talking about honor. Like, did I really honor those men? No.
And also because I've been in situations where it was like I was telling the guy like, no, like I don't want to do this, and his line was, oh, I can respect that.
You can respect it?
No way he said that.
No, you can't. You can't respect it, because then every like we got to know each other a little bit more, and then every like couple of weeks he hitting my phone talking, like, you know what I mean? And so it's like
that is crazy.
He didn't respect it.
Yeah.
And he was, and it's not even about respecting it. It's not about respecting it. Are you in line with that?
Yeah.
Are you too? Because it was almost like, oh well, like You can do that.
Yeah.
What?
That's what it's giving.
But
At least he didn't shapeshift.
True colors.
He showed you his true colors out the jump with that. Hey, player, if you watching this, you're crazy for that one.
Well, let's start. If you watch,
but this is
for the Lord.
But this is and this was when I was like first starting to really like follow Christ, and so this is for people who are like maybe they aren't really like further along in their walk with Jesus. It's like. It's not can they respect it? Like are they too in line with that?
Yeah.
Because like that's what he wants, and if he's not getting it from you, he will get it from someone else. So I don't know.
Yeah. It's also dangerous with Christians too. Because I feel like a lot of times they like try to draw a line somewhere.
Yeah.
And be like, oh, we do this much. Yeah.
But you know what the Bible says? It says flee.
Yep, sure do.
Run out of there.
Flee.
Okay.
Sprint. Yeah. So you shouldn't be getting close to the line.
Yeah.
We also need to know your triggers. Yeah. I think what's that? DeWitt Franklin, when he was married to Megan Good. Their little book, The Wait. Right, I read that joint. And one of the most impactful things for me in that book was knowing your triggers. Because I didn't know. I was just out here living. But once I really like realized and took it seriously, like you were saying, like, if I do this, it's wraps for me. So let me like make sure that we don't even get to that point where I could be triggered and take it seriously. You know what I'm saying? So that's good.
I want to bring it back to the initial question of like things to look for. I want to emphasize what you were saying earlier about like loyalty before like y'all are even in the relationship. Because for me, can I show you this? Okay. I have a best friend. If y'all know me, you know her.
Okay.
Shout out to Taylor.
Okay.
But when we were in college, right? Guys would like go back and forth between which one of us that they liked.
Oh, that's crazy.
And so it was like, oh, I like Ciara. Oh, Ciara's not giving me attention. I like Taylor. Oh, Taylor's not giving me attention. I like Ciara again. Yay. And so, and then it's just, or we had another friend too. And so they were just like going around like trying to see which one of us would bite.
Wow.
And like even in the church, like there are guys who like are not. I guess they're just not loyal, like off rip. You know what I mean? And so then it is like, but weren't you just like talking with so and so?
That's not a good
Hey, man,
and now you try to talk to me.
Hey, may I speak to those men too?
Speak.
That's stinky. That smells bad. Don't do that. It's stinky.
Stinky.
Yeah, no, like, because it's just like you were just talking to someone, you were just pursuing someone. Yeah. But now you want to pursue.
Now we all know. Wait a minute. We all know.
Also, yeah.
Like.
Yeah.
Like.
Man.
Great.
That's a good point. So one thing that comes to mind, is our conversation at the game night we had, like, 2 or 3 months ago.
February?
Girl, no.
It was earlier this year.
I don't think it was earlier this year. Dang, this year we flying.
Yeah, I think it was like February.
That's almost a year.
Yeah. Oh, my days. Wow.
And you just got me on here now. That's great.
Anywho, but I told you I was going to have
you. Did.
So we were at the game night and we started talking about relationships just because honestly at the end of the day, that's what a lot of people are talking about. I don't age, and it's okay,
and the boys.
And the boys.
I mean, sorry, the men.
The men.
The adult males.
Okay, so we were talking about relationships, and then you kind of got really invested, heavy. What's the word? It's not even convict. You were serious. This was burden on your heart.
Yeah.
About men that we are not attracted to, right? Because everybody's attracted to somebody. was it pursuing us or the expectation that Christian women need to, like, you could be looking any type of way, hard face, but just because you're a Christian man, nice.
Why did I do that? That was so unfunny.
What did you do?
I tried to make a hard face.
Do it again.
Okay.
Yo. Men like that, we're expected to just, okay, fine.
Yes. Okay. I want to
straight to it. Okay.
I want to preface this by saying, obviously, there's everybody. So everybody is attractive to somebody.
Right.
Okay.
Beauty's in the eye of the beholder.
Okay. I think my tiff was that so many men and women say, like when you're single, it's like, oh, like, you know, this guy, like, he's a really great guy, all of these things, he's a Christian man, all of these things. But you yourself are not attracted to them physically. And then they're just like pretty much asking you to, like, you slipping on it.
I'm slipping.
You yourself are not attracted to them, and they're like, but he's a good guy, like, you know, kind of expecting for you to just, like, take him because he's a good guy or he's a Christian or whatever. And it's just like, well, yeah, he's a good guy, but, like, just a good guy that I'm not attracted to can simply just be my friend. Like, I feel like in dating, and this is just me personally.
I agree.
Okay, us personally.
A lot of us agree, though.
Us personally, it's like, you know, if I'm gonna, in order for me to even want to date someone, I would have to first be, like, in order for me to even consider dating someone, I would first have to be attracted to them. And then, oh, he's a nice guy, he's a man of God, et cetera, et cetera. But I have many guy friends. Yeah. Some of them are attractive to me. Others of them I do not find attractive. But it's like, okay, but, like, you know, we're friends. You know what I mean? And so, like, what I don't like is when people try to make it seem like you're shallow for wanting to be attracted to the man that you're going to spend the rest of your life with and you're going to be sleeping with and reproducing with. Right.
You wake up to a jump scare.
Like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, I want that. I'm stuck with a man that I don't even think is fine. Like, I don't know. That to me is just, you know, it's silly. And also, or people will be like, oh, well, that's why you're single. Because all of these good men are around, and it's like, oh, maybe that man is for somebody else. Like, why do I have to settle for someone that I'm not attracted to? Anyway, that's just my thought. Before you come back in, I'm not saying that appearances are like the end all be all. Yeah. Right? I'm not saying that at all. But it's silly of us to say that it's not important. Right. Is what I'm getting at. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, I have one, I think that how you view someone, like, an attractiveness could change, or they could have a blow up, you know. This is not one, I'm not like projecting or anything. Like, I'm just saying, like, in general, like a lot of people are just like, oh no, like I'm good, you know, like, they're a great person, not attracted, they're a friend, but then like they could see, like, there could be just a shift, and I feel like a lot of people get discouraged when someone that they like is not attracted to them. They think they're a great person. But also, I'm not trying to give you hope and saying, like, hey, she might see you different. Or you can grow your beard out. You know, like, I'm just saying, like,
not the beard catfish.
Like, you're...
No.
Don't shave on wedding day, player.
Oh!
I'm kidding. No, I'm just saying, like, things can change. And also, like you were saying, like, everyone is attracted to someone. Yeah. For me personally, like, I'm 5'10", you know, that's tall to some people, that's short to other people, you know? Yeah. And I've heard multiple times, like, they'd be like, oh man, look, or like, Or like, I've been. I kid you not. I was having a conversation with some of my girlfriends. They, I was sitting next to my dude, my friend who is literally half an inch taller than me, half an inch, and they were like, oh, "He's a good height," and then I was like, "Oh," and they were like, "Oh, no, Daniel, like I feel like we're eye to eye," and I'm like,
"You're 5'5".
5'2".
No, literally.
But no. But like, again, like I wasn't offended because like I'm not interested, but I was just like, there are a lot of people, and she's not like this at all, but like a lot of people see the like how attracted they are to someone as the end all be all, or like it's like the first thing they think about, but it's the deal breaker for them. And like, again, like obviously, like if I'm not attracted to someone, I'm not going to consider dating them. But also, I know that I shouldn't in my mind be like, I'm not going to date you, or I'm not going to even think about it, because like, what if God tells me, like, hey, you should talk to this person? But in my mind, I'm already like, she's not cute. She is, you know. But I just feel like, oh wait, smile.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry, Maddie took her phone out. Sorry.
Oh,
is this supposed to be
goodness.
candid? Is this supposed to be candid?
In the middle of recording.
We're supposed to be talking.
Right.
Oh, we're supposed to be talking? Sorry, I see a camera get pulled out. And I'm sorry.
We don't know how to act when a camera's around.
Don't. What were we talking about? Black people with
Yeah.
cameras?
Give
Oh,
black
no, black
people
people
a camera and a mic.
Yep. Us.
Terrible.
Go
But
ahead.
yeah.
Resume.
But yeah, like, I don't know. I just feel like a lot of times, like, our priorities or, like, our, what's it called? We have ultimatums. Yeah. And I just think overall we should be careful.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Very convicting.
I love to hear your thought. I feel like though, like I was saying, like everyone is attractive to someone, and because of that, I feel like I don't know. I believe that like the person that you're going to be with is going to be someone that you are attracted to. Yeah. There are too many men and women in the world like you are attracted to. Yeah. Sorry. For you to not end up with someone that you are attracted to, if that makes sense. Yeah. I don't know. Like, yeah, I feel like that's my mindset on it. It's just like, God, are there a lot, like, plenty of men that I'm attracted to.
You're not gonna, yeah.
And also, I think what upsets me for women specifically, and I don't know, like, about men, but, like, women will get down on themselves and be like, oh, like, I am going to settle for a guy that I'm not attracted to because I've never met a man that I was attracted to that had these qualities as well. Oh. And so we're praying to God, like, let him be responsible with his finances. Let him be a good leader. Let him, like, submit to your will, all of these things. But they believe that God will give them this man with all of these traits. But they don't believe that they will give him someone that they also are attracted. Like, they take that off the list because they just haven't experienced it yet. And I'm just like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, why is that the one thing that you take off of that list? Or you expect for women to take off of their list? Because it's considered shallow or...
Well, do you think there are other things that people, like, let's say, like, you're attracted to them, but there's, like, core
something that they compromise?
Yes.
Yeah, there are many women who are Christians who will be with a man. We're talking about sex. They'll be with a man who is a Christian man, but they are willing to compromise. Like, they'll have sex with them, or they'll, cross those lines because they're just like, well, like, he has everything else, and like, like maybe like if I can just bring him to church more, and like, so then it becomes one. So like people compromise, whatever thing, like
based on the attractiveness.
Yeah, but based on the attractiveness, or just based on like they just don't want to be alone. So they're like, okay, well, he does all of these other things, but this one thing, like, I'm gonna compromise for that because like I don't think I'm gonna find anyone who has all of the things.
Yeah. I meant sort of like a, like not like when you're talking about like sin like that, but it's something that like you can't control your attractiveness, or I mean, you can work on, you can do different things, but like you know, she said no, you can't. But like other like, what if it's even like just, oh man, it's hard to think of an example like something else that we can't control, like, but if there, let's just say there's something else outside of attractiveness that they can't control, but they have everything else. Is it the same?
I would need an example, but I don't know.
Like mental health.
Oh,
is that
I was not thinking mental health.
No, like okay, but you're saying something that you can't control.
Okay, but then it's a matter of, okay, well, let's go to therapy. Let's figure out like how to navigate.
Is there anything else
that you can't control?
I think everything else, like
apart from how you live.
Sorry, fellas.
but I mean, height.
I think that goes
into attraction. Okay. But again, if that person is not attracted to you, that doesn't mean that you're not gonna find somebody who is attracted. Like, I'm not everybody's cup of tea. And that's fine. Like, we are all not everybody's cup of tea.
Yeah.
So it's like, I can't expect for a man that I like, that I'm attracted to, but they don't like me. I can expect for him to like, oh, you're selling for me. Like, I don't know, like that. I don't want to be in that type of relationship.
Feel that way, yeah.
You know.
I also think what I was saying, like, I feel like I've heard multiple testimonies of like someone not being attracted to someone, and they're like, this one day they're like, wait, I'm attracted to this person now.
Yeah.
So like, it's sort of like, I feel like a lot of people, one, they hold on to that idea too much of them being like, you know, like one day she might just, but also like, two, like, I feel like a lot of people get discouraged. Like, let's say that does happen to, like, there's a girl I like, she's not attracted to me. And one day she's like, okay, like, I'm attracted to you now. And like, I feel like I could possibly be like, oh, like, did she settle? Like, did she settle?
Right.
Or like, did she actually like?
And I don't want to be in a position where he like tried every single girl and then it's like, she's cute enough.
Oh, okay. Well, even if he didn't talk to anybody else, he just didn't like you at one point, and then he did.
I feel like there's a difference between like you liked me, because that's just like we're getting to know each other. Like, you can grow to liking, you can grow and be attracted to someone in terms of their like personality, right?
Yeah.
But like your physical personality, your physical appearance does not really change like that drastically. And so it's like, what were we saying? Oh, like, yeah, I wouldn't want a man to just be like, she's here, and I don't want to be alone, and she's cute enough, so I'm gonna be with her. Like, no, like,
he's tall enough.
You know what I mean?
Give him some Chelsea boots.
That's settling. Get what you want. Yeah. Like, go for what you want. Don't settle.
Like, I guess it's like, because I know you're saying basically like, I don't find this man attractive. One day the Lord changes my eyes, and I'm like, ooh, you kind of fine now. But like, he already knew that I didn't find him attractive.
Yeah.
And so is he like, dating?
Yeah.
Like, is she settling for me now?
Yeah.
And I don't think anybody wants to be that.
No.
But I've told the Lord, I want to be attracted to my husband off gate, right? I want to see this man and be like, yeah,
please.
I know people can grow into, you know, and like you were saying, personality and stuff adds to it. But I know for me, if I see you off gate and I'm not like, at least minimum,
there's enough.
That's enough for me.
Yeah.
Not like that. No, sorry, not that for me. Sorry, but like,
he said, "I'm handsome."
Okay.
No. I'm just, for me, it's like when I had submitted, like everything to God, I was like, God, like, even if I was like, God, like, I know what I'm attracted to,
right?
But if you have something for me that is not what I would like initially go for, I still want that. Because I know, like, eventually, like, I'm still going to love them fully, and so yeah.
maybe I'm learning to not think about men in a negative way due to like my past experiences and whatnot. But sometimes I do feel like it's like, well, if a man wasn't attracted to me off gate, he's not gonna go for me, so why should I have to do that?
Right.
You know, it's like,
I think
like that sentiment that she just said is super beautiful, but a part of me is like, that's rare.
it is rare. Just
Well, you know,
because,
like I mean, I'm different. You know, I've been different. Like, you know,
yeah. So like, as a woman who has been pursued by men,
Mhm.
it would be silly of a man to come up to me knowing he's not attracted to me, but once that's just unheard of. Like I've never experienced.
I feel like that's also like that's what growing like, because I feel like when your will a lot like when you submit to God's will, your will aligns with Him, and I think that even goes to that could even fall into like what you're attracted to or what you like will pursue. You know, because like they're like when I was younger, I was like, I don't think I could ever do someone who likes to draw. Like I think that's just weird. You know, like that. Why are you spending your time drawing? Like leaving the color pencils with kids.
Okay.
You know, but like, or like, sorry, like it's like someone who's like, I was like, I don't think I could talk to someone who's artistic. You know, but then now I think that's literally the most beautiful thing someone can be doing. Like I just, you know. And so, like, obviously, attraction is different.
It can change, and you know, your attraction can change.
Yeah.
Right, especially we getting older and still.
Yeah.
The beauty phase.
Your attraction can change.
like a white man.
Yeah, I was about to say, cut the track.
Sorry.
Because
I knew Maddie would kick out of it.
cut the track.
No, I'm just kidding. Everyone is beautiful people everywhere.
We from him? Yeah.
I'm not trying to get you canceled.
No.
I'm not trying to be the first dude on the podcast to get the show canceled.
It's okay. Everybody in their own.
But everybody likes what they like.
Right.
Can we bring it back?
Okay, let's bring it back to there. Yeah. But I think it's really good and just important. I feel like it's the plot has been missed sometimes in these conversations about settling and like attractiveness and all that stuff being a part of settling. But you're also right in the fact that like things can change as you grow, as you mature. Like there are things that, Lord, 16-year-old Belinda liked, that 25-year Belinda's like, please get that away. I could never. Right? And so people change, people grow, and
we all age.
Right.
In the end.
Yeah. One day Michael B. Jordan's gonna be looking just like me.
What?
When we both old. We gonna be looking all wrinkled, flabby.
You know he's still gonna be taller than you though.
Saying I don't have money.
No, I said he got money though. You can Botox on that stuff.
Oh, you said I can't get that?
You can.
He's on his way. Daniel is on his way.
Okay.
Don't say that. Don't because I'm not trying to get DM.
Hey,
when you start making money, I've been here. I'm following you since 2020.
Have you though? Like what? That don't mean nothing. If you're not in his life, I'm just DMing him. They be in those already. Like Daniel's actually on his way up. Like y'all, you heard it here first on the list of bulls.
Can be in the episode with that song. I give you guys permission.
We have to get permission.
Yeah.
Why that stuff?
But y'all have it.
Royalties.
We have it. We have to come in.
Matt, we got the check mark. We can do it. Okay, so wrapping up because it's been a long conversation.
Yeah, this is the longest talking point. Wow.
This is a good one. What advice would you give to a single man or woman who is looking to step out into dating or in dating? A Christian man or woman, because that's what we're talking about.
I don't even know where to start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think just going back to what I was saying earlier, like don't give up on hope for the desire that you have. or even some people have received the promise from God, like, you know, all of those things. Don't get up on folk for that. I know that if the dating pool got pee in it, I get it. But, like, just remembering, like, something that I've been learning to the person who, like, is, seeking validation with dating, or, like, is trying to, like, their identity is surrounded in dating. You're not meant to be with multiple people. Mm-hmm. So it doesn't matter how many people are or are not pursuing you or expressing interest in you, because you're only meant to be with one, you know? And so it's just like, you're just remembering, like, where your value is, and just walking along this single journey, doing what God is already calling you to do. And while you're going, like, whoever is meant to be with you, they're gonna come right alongside. And it's not gonna be this whole dramatic thing and, like, you know, struggle love. I hope not. I don't believe that God wants us to have struggle love. I think that's something that man has, because of man's sin and all of our fleshly desires. That's what's created struggle love. You know. So yeah, just always hope and, like, keep the pace. Do what God has called you to do right now, and whoever is there for you will be there. Right. That's good. In God's timing.
For the fellas, we are going, like, being a good man is not enough. Like, we are, like, our wives and our families, like, we're going to have to spiritually cover them, you know, and protect them. You know, I feel like a lot of men can't even spiritually protect themselves right now that are in the dating pool.
Yeah.
And I feel like we've learned that in order to find, like, the one, or in order to be ready for the one, we just need to be a man. I feel like that's something you can't just throw on needing to be able to spiritually cover them. You have to unlearn that being a man is the only thing, and then relearn that along with being a man, you need to be able to spiritually cover. Yeah.
You are. Yes. Cool. Yeah, we're gonna end it on that note. Where can the people find you if they want to?
You can find me on the street corner doing backflips.
You can find me at church.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I do that too.
On any given day.
On any given day. Again.
No, seriously, you're at church way too much.
We live at the church.
You literally do. You live 2 minutes from the church.
Yeah. That's why I'm there all the time.
And with that, we're just going to end the episode because that was a really good point that you made. Where can the people find you if they want more information about you or to follow you? Or, I mean, if you're open to it, ask questions, but, you know, you guys are not relationship experts.
Yeah, not professional.
Again, for the third time, I think I know what I'm doing.
Okay.
He does.
Okay.
Anyway, you can find me on the street corner doing backflips right by the church. You can also catch me in the church.
Is there anything else?
Oh, I love the Lord.
Ciao. Okay. Do you want Instagram? Like.
Oh yeah. You can. My Instagram is at son @son._official.
Go ahead and check out his singles and stuff.
Nice. And you can find me on Instagram at sees that girl. You can cover it.
Yeah, it's gonna be somewhere on the screen. Or in the caption.
Yeah.
Period. So thank you all so much for tuning into this episode. Thank you both for being here. It was so insightful, and I know it's gonna bless somebody because it's definitely blessing me. And remember, for our roses, if there's anything you'd like to hear about, any topics, we have the Google form in our bio, so go ahead and fill that out. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And share, yes, especially this episode. I think it's going to be really good. And remember to continue blossoming into the rose of God's calling to be. Bye.
Bye, y'all.